The airlock hissed like a dying serpent. Dust, thick as fog and hot as brimstone, slithered through the cracked doorway of the bunker. A heavy, leather-clad figure stepped forward. Tall, slow, deliberate. His plague mask, once polished black, now bore the scars of time. Melted plastic along the beak, ash permanently fused to its surface. They used to call him a mortuary transport driver. Now he was just what crawled out of the hole. He squinted up at the sky, though the mask's yellowed lenses filtered little. No blue, no clouds, just a sickly red haze hanging like a blood-soaked curtain. Birds gone, planes long dead. Somewhere far beyond the rubble of what used to be Gainesville, something growled, deep, guttural, ancient. "Hell of a morning," he muttered, voice muffled behind the mask. "Smells like melted roaches and wet meat." The last radio signal he'd caught before going underground had been panicked military babble. Something about thaw lines, genetic reawakening. Glaciers melting in hours, not decades. Something about eggs. He didn't believe it back then. He sure as hell did now. The once flat Florida horizon was warped and jagged. Highways twisted like pasta, gas stations flattened to aluminum pancakes. He moved through the wreckage like a ghost, boots crunching bone-dry grass and the occasional human jaw. Everything was either charred or overgrown, like God's gardening got interrupted by Satan's barbecue. As he neared the edge of what used to be a retention pond, he spotted movement. Not a person, not a rat, something bigger. He dropped to one knee. There, nestled among the vines and muck, was an egg the size of a trash can. It pulsed. A long, wet crack split across the surface. The plague walker stared. The mask gave him no expression, but behind it, he didn't flinch, didn't breathe. A snout emerged, scaly, black, and gleaming with fresh slime. Then a third, then was silence. The plague walker stood, dusted his coat off. "Welp," he said, voice calm as a funeral dirge, "looks like Extinction's got a sequel." He reached into the folds of his coat and pulled out a rusted bone saw, useless now for corpses, but real handy on anything with flesh. He turned toward the horizon where skeletal buildings loomed like tombstones and flames flickered in the distance. Florida was back to prehistoric mode. Humans were nearly gone, but him? He was just getting started.